Hi everyone, and welcome to Sweet Pea Seeds Inspirations. My name is Sydney, and today we are going to learn how to do the KFB. This is also known as the bar increase because when you do this increasing stitch, there is actually a little purl bar that forms. So that's why it kind of also is known as the bar increase. Now this stitch increases by 1 and it leans to the left. So before we actually start learning how to do this stitch, we need to break the KFB down, which I have written out here, exactly what it stands for. So the K stands for knit, and then the F stands for front. So what we're going to do is we're going to knit the stitch like we normally would when we go to knit a stitch. But before we slide it off of our knitting needle, we're going to also knit it in the back loop as well. So some abbreviations that you will also see this is the K1FB, which again stands for knit 1 in the front loop and then knit it back or knit it into the back loop. Or you will see it also as K1F and B, which all stands for the exact same thing. And again, it does lean to the left. So are you guys ready to learn how to do this stitch, or making sure that maybe you are doing this stitch correctly? So I have a little swatch here that I've been playing around with a few different increasing and decreasing stitches. So when you go to look at a stitch, you actually have a front loop, which is this loop right here, and then you have a back loop, which is on the back side of your knitting needle. So to do our first portion of this stitch, we're going to knit into that front loop like we normally would to knit. Now, before we slide it off of our knitting needle, we need to go into that back loop. So we're going to go into this back loop as if you were just to knit a back loop stitch. So as you see, I have already knit in the stitch, and I'm just going to insert my knitting needle from right to left, and then I'm going to knit that stitch. And then now we can slide it off of our knitting needle. So again, this creates a 1 stitch increase that leans to the left. So let's do that one more time, or a few more times actually. So we're going to go into that stitch as if we were to knit that stitch. But before we actually slide that stitch off of our knitting needle, we're going to go into that very back loop here and inserting from right to left. And then we'll go ahead and knit that stitch as well. And then slide it off of our knitting needle. One more time. We're going to insert our knitting needle. We're going to knit that stitch like we normally would. And then we're going to go into that very back loop here from right to left, or from bottom to up. And then we're just going to go ahead and knit that stitch. And that is how you do a KFB, also known as a bar increase, because again, it creates a bar. So I hope you found this tutorial useful, and if you did, please don't forget to hit that like, share, comment, or subscribe button. If you do have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can always feel free to email me, which will be down in the description box. But I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video.